Example 3, describing the direction of a vector. The vector jk describes the velocity of a moving ship. The scale on each axis is in miles per hour. A, find the speed of the ship. B, find the direction it is traveling relative to east. So what we're going to do first here is we're going to find the speed of the ship actually using the magnitude, because our magnitude is going to give us our speed since the axes are already in miles per hour. So I know that I'm going to annotate this using JK because my initial point is J and my terminal point is K. So the magnitude of JK equals, and now I need to determine what these points actually are. And you can see here that the scale of the axis is not just 1-to-1. So the scale, as we can see, is by fives. So J is not 1, 2. J is actually 5, 10, and that would make K 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 45. See how the axes move by fives. So when we put this into our formula, we're going to do x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So we have 35 minus 5 squared plus 45 minus 10 squared. 35 minus 5 is 30 squared plus 45 minus 10 is 35 squared. And now we can go ahead and put this in the calculator and find that square root of 35 squared plus 30 squared, and that is 2,125. And the square root of 2,125 is about 46.097. So we're going to say about 46.1. And that's miles per hour. Now, notice that I didn't leave it in the radical form. And I didn't leave it in the radical form because this is an application problem, and we want to get an answer that people can visualize. We want to get an answer that can be applicable. So square root of 2,125 is not applicable, but 46.1 miles per hour, people can understand that, they can visualize it, they can conceptualize what that is. So now let's move on to find the direction that the ship is traveling. Now, when I am finding the direction that the ship is traveling, I need to find the angle and its position relative to east. And that's what the problem gives us here, relative to east. So east is this line here, and it's also this horizontal relationship here. And we can see that this horizontal length, if we count by fives, is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We can also really easily see that the vertical movement here is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So we have these two very clear, distinct distances and lengths. Now, 46.1, I don't necessarily want to use because that's not exact. That is a decimal approximation. So I'm going to go ahead and depend upon these exact side lengths. Now, we have to figure out which one of our trig values we want to use. We know that the inverse sine is of theta is opposite over hypotenuse. We know the inverse cosine of theta is adjacent over hypotenuse, and we know the inverse tangent of theta is opposite over adjacent. And we can see here that in relation to the given, or to the missing angle, we have opposite, which is 35, over adjacent, which is 30. So it will benefit us to use the tangent, the inverse tangent. So we'll use our inverse tangent of theta is opposite over adjacent. And we can actually, I think I wrote that wrong. We're supposed to write it like this. Opposite over adjacent. So 35 over 30, just like that. And then at this point, we can just put this into the calculator and make sure that your calculator or Desmos is in degrees mode because we're looking for an angle measure in degrees. So we do our inverse tangent, 35 over 30, and we get 49.39, so about 49.4 degrees. So what we can say here is that the ship is traveling 49.4 degrees north of east. See how it's traveling northeast?